What is going on, guys? Rocking the hat, shamefully, because I got the egghead buzz going on now, thanks to all of you. Hope you enjoyed that last little video there. It was kind of random and off topic, but I had fun with it. So I have a question for you guys. What is the douchiest thing you've ever witnessed somebody do in the gym? Because gym etiquette is something that is severely lacking in this day and age. Now, you have your moderate, easy level of daily lack of gym etiquette, such as just not re-racking your weights, which is, by the way, guys, please re-rack your weights. It is the most douchiest thing to leave your weights just on the bar or on the ground next to where you just were. You know, and you might see somebody like go over and steal a bench accidentally because they think somebody's done with it, even though there are a pair of dumbbells laying on the ground next to it. But what is like the craziest story? Because I was thinking about that, and I witnessed some good gym douchery yesterday. Nothing that I feel is story worthy, but I imagine out of all of you, there's got to be some insane stories that would get me fired up. So, in the comments below, tell me what is the douchiest thing you've ever witnessed somebody else do. Or maybe you've done it and you're aware it was douchey, and maybe you feel bad or don't feel bad now. Either way, I don't care. I don't judge. I'm just curious. It is evident that it takes a certain amount of mental strength to simply ignore and forgive gym douchiness, but it takes another level of strength to forgive me if I fix my hat a lot. I'm not wearing a shirt. There's going to be the hum of the AC over there because it is stupidly hot today, and it is incredibly humid out in this room. Midsummer thunderstorms, all that good stuff. So it is boiling. There's two different types of mental focus I've decided that are required to weight train successfully and optimally. Now, the first is the type of focus it takes to simply push through pain. Now, that's just your mental quit being a bitch focus. That's the mental quit being a bitch level of focus, and that's where you can just push through pain. It hurts, you're out of breath, you're at the end of your wits, you're gassed out, you want to just stop, like your body's just screaming for you to stop, and you say stop being a bitch, you can still bang out 2 more reps, and you bang out 2 more reps. Now, I had to channel in that type of mental focus for the squat session in this past workout, in which I had to do, of course, my regular workup, my warm-up sets of squats, and then do one big-ass fire set using about 80% of my max, 355 pounds, and I had to get it for max reps up to 10, meaning I had to try to get 10 reps ideally, and if I couldn't get 10, get as many as I could possibly get up to 10. And that was hard. I really wanted to gas out around 6. By 8, I was absolutely done, and I was dying. In fact, the one thing that pushed me through my 8th rep was the fact that my friend Ricky Rodriguez was helping me film. He's a fellow lifter, and I know he's a huge Mike Rashid and CT Fletcher fan, and he was just talking to me the other night about the mentality those guys have when they get into the squats. They squat until they literally can't squat it back up, and they have to drop the bar. And I thought of that, and I remembered that, okay, Ricky's watching me. He's watched CT and those guys train like that. I cannot quit. And I decided if I wasn't going to hit 10 reps, I was going to squat until I could not get the bar back up, and I was going to have to dump it on the rack. And that ended up allowing me to squeeze out all 10 reps. Got it, boy. Damn. I was quite proud of myself. And after that, immediately after that, this is week 2 of the 6-week program, mind you guys. So this is muscular conditioning and hypertrophy week, but with higher difficulty. So higher weight, higher intensity. Everything's harder now. So it's not as easy as last week when you saw me doing 3 sets of 8 with 315. Immediately following my fire set of 10, which was hard, I had to add 5 pounds to the bar and then perform 5 more sets of only 3 reps, but with only 60 seconds of rest time in between. I was gassed. My body was on fire. My back was on fire. Not in a healthy way. I know some of you guys think that I lean over too much in my squats, but honestly, guys, that's just my build. People with shorter torsos and longer legs are going to naturally have a much further lean forward in their squat than somebody with a longer torso would, like Matt Ogus. It's simply because that lean is required to keep the bar path over the center of gravity. If we try sitting upright, the bar path is going to be behind the center of gravity. Lane Norton and George Lehman are other examples of lifters who are built like myself as far as the short torso and long legs. I'm not trying to compare myself to Lane or George Lehman. They're monsters. Anyway, I was exhausted though. My posterior chain was jello. I plopped down on the floor for like a good 15 minutes. I was done for. That is an example of pushing yourself through the pain. Quit being a bitch. You have the muscle, right? You have the strength, right? You must, because the numbers in the program are based off of where your strength should be. So you should have the strength there. You just need to tap in, quit the bitchness, and do it. So that was the first style of mental focus that you need to have a successful optimal weight training. But the second style of focus that I found is quite unique, and it's really eradicating fear and stopping your thought process. Thoughts are really the worst downfall of your mind. Your thoughts are what are going to give you the what ifs, the second thoughts, the doubts, thinking about how heavy the weight looks. Nothing good is ever going to come from thought. Thought is obviously good in certain situations when you have to think about how to fix a problem or whatever, but when it comes to actually executing something, it's never that good. Now, if we didn't have thought, we'd move off of complete impulse, and then that could be dangerous. But when it comes to weight training, you need to get rid of thoughts. You must be practical and train smart, yes, strategic. So do a weight you know you can handle, but you got to get rid of all that extra thought about how heavy this is going to look, how this is going to feel. And what I mean by this, I went on to deadlifts, right? And I had to do 4 sets of 8 reps on deadlifts. Now, if you're following the 6-week program, it's going to say 4 sets of 8 on a deadlift variation. Again, my program is a little bit customized. It's on my website, Wright, nwblifestyle.com. My workout program is now on my website for free, obviously, because it's Johnny Candido's program with my own spin. So I'm not going to charge you, obviously, and I'm definitely not trying to spin it off as the custom Wright plan. It's like my own workout journal, and you guys are welcome to view it now. So on my website, in the info box below, it's on there. Just type in the NWB workout in the actual search bar, and you will find it on my website. I've been a conventional puller for several years. I began with 315, because I was thinking, all right, 8 reps. That's a little bit higher reps. I'm not that strong on sumos. Like, I got to just stick with lightweight. Then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I was just talking to somebody online the other day. I watched Johnny Candido bang out a set of 10 reps with 500 pounds. I'm sorry, he banged out 8 reps, 500 pounds. He can most likely get 10, but he got 8 reps, 500 pounds. And I was telling somebody, I was like, damn, this kid's strong. Like, he does 500 as easily as I would do 405 for sets of 8. And I started thinking to myself, I need to live up to that. And I started thinking to myself about how every time I look at 405, either in my own videos or on somebody else's videos or on pictures on Instagram, I'm always thinking about how easy that is, how I already have that in the bag. But yet, I never seem to have that kind of confidence when I'm in the gym. And I analyzed what the hell was going on in my thought, what I was actually thinking about, and I realized my mind, my thought process is only focused on the physical conditions of my body, instead of focusing on the simple fact that that is a weight in which I can lift and control for multiple reps. What am I talking about? After I'm done squatting, I'm burnt out. My entire posterior chain feels like jello. I'm sweating. I'm hot as hell. I'm out of breath. My legs are feeling like jello. Everything is just feeling beat up. I'm feeling fatigued. Okay, so physically, I've been a little fatigued. But I'm still there. I'm still strong and ready to go. But my brain, my mind is focusing on all of those little physical factors and letting it build up fear in my head of this weight. When we're chilling at home looking on Instagram and stuff of this weight, 405, I'm comfortable, I'm relaxed, I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go. I don't feel sore, tired, exhausted, nothing. So there's nothing for my brain to focus on that would build up fear of the weight. All I see is the weight, and I'm just thinking about how I can lift it. There's no fear there. But now that I'm in the gym, now that I'm actually in person and I finished the squats and I'm exhausted and all these factors going on, my brain is so focused on these little factors that I'm looking at this bar with 405 on it, and it's suddenly looking a lot heavier in my head than it should. And I realized, just by analyzing my thought process, that that is what my mind has been doing this whole time. That is why thinking is bad. That is what's been going on in my head holding me back from the weight. So I shook all that off. I said, stop thinking about that. Ignore the physical stuff. You're fine. There's no actual injury. There's no unnatural extreme pain that you actually need to take time off for. It's just regular work. Your body's working. You're fine. Think about the mentality you have when you're looking at 405, when you're chilling on your couch, looking at Instagram or YouTube, itching to get it lifted on a rest day. And I started looking at the weight like that. No fear. Forget my body. I'm fine, fresh, ready to go. I'm strong. Look at the bar. It's only 405. Giant did 500 for a set of 8. You can get multiple sets of 8 with this weight. And suddenly, all the fear was gone. All the hesitation was gone. All the ailments of my body from squatting suddenly didn't feel like much of a burden at all. I felt fresh, strong, and ready to go. And I banged out those last 3 sets of 8 reps with 405. Stopping, resetting every single rep, nice, clean, and strong. I am definitely satisfied with the progress that is occurring in my sumo deadlift strength. So those are the 2 things to focus on when you're training, guys. Forget about pain. Don't let pain and discomfort hold you back. Embrace it and let it bury you into the ground so you can't move anymore. And stop thinking, because thinking will just lead to fear. Get rid of fear. So those are the 2 things. Get rid of fear by erasing thought. Just do it like Nike says. And once you're actually in the hole and you're feeling that pain, just man the f up and get it done. Yeah, 405.